Welcome to video 2 in one of my money series on this channel. This series goes over what I earned and spent each month. This month we'll go over February's figures. So week 5 entailed mostly January, but Saturday was the first and that's when I do my groceries. So I spent $38.99 on groceries for the first technical week of February, after counting my staff discounts from the wagey job, since I get staff discounts for working at the supermarket in case you didn't know that. Spent $27.50 on lean beef mince. It was on special, which was nice. Spent $9.27 on kiwis, $5 on spinach, and $3.75 on Ziploc bags so I could do my meal prep. And then my staff discount was applied, bringing it down to $38.99. Week 6, which is the first week in February for the purpose of this series, I earned $2,364.24 after tax and retirement fund money from my office gig. We get paid fortnightly, so this is 2 weeks of pay. I also earned $549.95 from the wagey gig. This is weekly, which is nice, helps with the cash flow. So this week I spent $881.57. What did this entail? Nothing on fuel since I now have a fuel card. So my fuel payments go onto an account to be paid off later. Kinda like a credit card in a way. Well, only $2.95 on kiwis and $2 on spinach. Small grocery haul. Why? Because I went on a family holiday the following week. No point buying groceries that you won't eat. I also spent $3.61 on parking. I had a laser hair removal appointment in the city, so I had to pay to park my car during this laser hair removal appointment that I had already paid for beforehand. I spent $29.14 on removal of a blackhead on my stomach. Good deal, since I think it's usually more expensive to get rid of these. They probably gave me a discount for being a customer there for getting laser hair removal. Spent $13.48 on my gym membership. The reason it wasn't the usual $18.61 is because I froze my membership for a week, since I won't use it while I'm away. So part of my weekly gym fee was frozen. Spent $58.41 on YouTube stuff this week too, and $26.07 on a new long sleeve top for my wagey job and a mug with the wagey logo on it. Not sure why I got this really, but whatever, I've bought it now. So $750 into investments for this week. Huh? Why? Because I did some rough calcs and I should be more than fine with my home loan repayments, even with injecting a bit of money into other investments. So I put $100 into Webull for US specific stocks, $550 into Vanguard for VHY, a dividend concentrated ETF in Australia, and $100 into PulseBet, which offered a $50 bonus match for deposits that large, since I wanted to gamble on the Super Bowl. So moving on to week 7, I earned $557.73 from the wagey job. The reason this was slightly more is because I clocked off late on Saturday and I clocked in early on Sunday. Where I park is like a 3-minute walk from the inside of the store, but the clock-in range still works where I park, so sometimes I'll just clock on or off at my car, not when I leave or enter the supermarket. Work still pays me for this, lol, so that's an extra $8 or something. Thanks, work. And I also got $106 from another income source. What was this source? Sports gambling. I lost $20 on betting on the Chiefs, but I had $100 on Travis Kelce not to propose to Taylor Swift, as well as my $50 bonus bet on the same outcome. The odds were 104, which means it's a 4% return if you win, which I did. So $100 plus a 4% return equals $104, and a $50 bonus bet only counts your winnings, not the initial investment. So $50 times 4% equals $2. So I basically won $6 from this. Chump change, but this and the extra $8 from clicking a button a bit earlier or later than usual is an extra $14. This covers lunch one day. A few clicks of a button on my work app and sports gambling app results in free lunch. Or a day of free groceries. I'll take that. I made this same Kelce Swift gamble last year, but last year the odds were 10% and I had $1,000 on it. So last year I made $100 from this bet. This year I had a home loan application to worry about, so I can't be depositing $1,000 into gambling accounts. Plus, Sportsbet didn't offer this bet this year. I had to find another betting platform that did. And the returns weren't as good. I think sports betting platforms realized how unlikely this is. But anyway, some free extra money from sports gambling, one of my income streams. Not something to rely on and make a living off of, but a nice supplementary income stream nonetheless. So, as for expenses in this week, $1,210.88. Big week. What did I spend it on? Nothing on fuel? No groceries? How? Because I'm on holiday during this time. We did get some groceries on our first night, but since it's a family holiday, I didn't pay for anything. Only paid $3.22 on gym membership since most of this week's membership was frozen. Spent $16.15 on Macca's brekkie at the airport whilst waiting for the plane, and $3.52 on water at some location I was at, not realizing they had a water fountain nearby. Waste of $3.52, but whatever. I'm not going to dehydrate and be miserable for the sake of $3.52. Also spent $10.99 on YouTube stuff too, and also a mortgage repayment, $1,177 for the month. This mortgage repayment will go up once the construction of my home starts. Next week, week 8, earned $2,453.18 from the office. Part of my pay slip, I was on holiday, which uses our paid time off. For some reason, I get paid a bit more for paid time off, and $543.49 from the wagey job. I didn't work on that weekend since I was on holiday, but I still got paid for the time off. The reason it's not as much as usual is because we have small allowances like cold allowance and laundry allowance that you only get if you actually work, which I did not this weekend. But hey, $540-ish for not doing a thing? I'll take it. Some jobs have an element of passive income. In this pay week, I got paid for 6 days worth of work that I did not actually do. I got more than $1,500 for not doing a thing in 6 days. Elite passive income strategy, hey. And also an extra $430 in cash from other sources. What are these other sources? Well, on holiday, all of us kids in my family received $100 from 2 separate aunties. So that's $200. I personally also received another $200 extra from one of my aunties as she's my godmother, which I did not even know about until recently. So that's an extra $200 from that. So that totals $400 extra bucks. Thanks, relatives. And the other $30 came from cleaning my room, which I discussed in my post-holiday blues video. I had $30 under a bunch of mess for some reason. No clue why this was there. It likely has been there since before 2019. All that time not earning interest. Shake my head. But either way, that's the money I earned for week 8. What did I spend in week 8? A total of $277.81, which included $30.17 on groceries, quite cheap since I had enough tuna and meal prepped beef, which are 2 of the biggest costs in my diet. Basically just some kiwis, grapes and spinach, with some milk after returning home from holiday since we had no milk at home. $18.61 on the gym membership, back to the usual routine, $19.30 on Hungry Jack's after coming back from the holiday, and $6.55 on frames for my CPA cert, and another A4 frame for my high school certificate, which had been neglected that whole time. But there's $203.18 left. Where did this come from? Well, a scam. Basically, there was some Fiverr scam I was stupid enough to fall for. I was doing this late on a Saturday night, and it was disguised in a way that made it seem like my first ever Fiverr clients. Sneaky pricks. They got me. I put this under the fines category since it's a fine for being an idiot. In my defense, I was sleep deprived really badly, but that doesn't change the fact I was dumb enough to not figure it out sooner. The branch manager at my local bank put in a dispute for me, but $5-ish of this was an international transaction fee that won't get refunded if I do get my money back. With any luck, I'll get $197 back, but if not, that's an expensive lesson for me. I think I should be okay though. The manager said they generally refund the money, so let's see how that goes. So week 9, last week of February, $549.95 from the wagey job, the usual paycheck, and $100 extra. From what? Well, Mum gave me this and her wording was kinda ambiguous, but I think she implied it was extra money from an auntie of mine. So that's an extra $100 in the bank. And before you ask, no, I don't get some sort of allowance from rich relatives. Besides, earlier this year when I went to West Australia for my uncle's funeral, We didn't see one of those aunties in like 2.5 years, and the other we hadn't seen since 2017. So it's certainly not as if this is a regular thing. They also paid for a lot of food while we were away. Very generous, but I believe this is standard family practice when you travel to visit someone anyway. I'm very appreciative, obviously, but it's not as if I have this income flowing in each week. So for expenses for week 9, $29.19 on groceries. I found a gift card when cleaning my room. I thought it hadn't been used, but it had. No idea why I kept an expired gift card in my room. So once I got to the checkout, I'm like, well, I'm not going to return the groceries now, am I? Since that's what I use gift cards for. So I just paid for the tuna and grapes while I was there. So counting weeks 6 to 9, nice, which are basically the February weeks, I earned $7,654.54, including my work income and other income sources. And I spent $2,418.06, including mortgage repayments and investments, in the month of February. Shortest month of the year, a quarter of it spent on holiday, was a super fun time and still managed to increase the money stat. Stay tuned to see how my earning and spending habits continue in 2025. Thanks for watching. That is all.